Thank you for tuning in to part 2. As we continue from the first video, nitrogen triiodide has 1 lone pair of electrons, 3 bonding pair of electrons, which totals up to 4 VSEPR pairs. This also indicates an sp3 hybridization. VSEPR allows us to draw molecules in 3D using 3 different symbols. The dotted line signifies anything that goes backwards, the dark triangle represents anything coming straight forward, and the straight line represents the attached atoms that lie flat on the surface.
How would this theory affect today's science and technology? Well, since we know the shape of the molecule, we can now tell if it's polar or nonpolar. If the shape is asymmetrical, the charges cannot cancel out. Therefore, the molecule has polar characteristics and vice versa for nonpolar molecules.
So now that we know the polar and nonpolar characteristics of the molecule, we can also determine its solubility looking back at the rule likes dissolve likes. This information is essential for us to determine what other molecules a compound will create bonds with and how strong or weak these bonds are depending on their own characteristics.
In modern medicine, understanding the polarity of molecules provides insight on how the medication will react once it's inside the body. Firstly, medicine will dissolve in water if it is polar. However, for the medication to pass through cell membrane, it must be nonpolar.
If the medicine is orally ingested, it will pass through the gastrointestinal tract. The tablet itself is comprised of active ingredients and inactive ingredients. The latter aids in keeping the tablet compressed, while other components also allow the tablet to break down.
Disintegrates. Also part of the tablet are hydrophilic. Due to their polar qualities, they absorb water and break into smaller pieces. The drug particles are then released and are able to be absorbed through the bloodstream. Through understanding the molecular geometry, pharmacists determine the polarity of a molecule.
In doing so, we understand what certain molecules are compatible with and how they react with other substances in the body. This advanced understanding of molecular geometry allowed pharmaceutical companies to prosper, providing more jobs for Canadians and contributing to our economy.
The VSEPR theory has allowed us to determine that molecules that have a spherical shape are better mosquito repellents than thin molecules. The shape of the molecule has the ability to block sensory nerves that are located in the mosquito's antenna. This protects us from dangerous diseases such as malaria and the West Nile fever.
VSEPR theory allows us to determine the structure of enzymes. The significance of enzyme is that there's so many different types in the body. Each enzyme catalyzes a different reaction according to their structure. To understand how enzymes function is very important to be able to determine the shape, and the shape tells us its function.
Thank you for your time.
Created using Powtoon.